This is a GMO, a genetically modified organism, and it is one of the most controversial topics in all of science right now, with a public consensus being that GMOs are not safe, with 34% of Americans believing that GMOs are not good for human consumption, and 32% that are split on the issue but doubt the safety of GMOs. This is in stark contrast to the scientific community, where over 80% of scientists believe that GMOs are good. But the survey also showed that most people don't know what GMOs are. So, what are GMOs? A GMO is an organism whose DNA has been altered to where it would not occur naturally in the wild, like corn, which has no other plant in nature like it. Corn is a form of wild grass species named teosinte. Teosinte became corn through a process called selective breeding, where farmers that lived tens of thousands of years ago chose traits in certain teosinte plants and bred the seeds of those plants, spreading that trait to the next generation. Over thousands of years, these traits became greatly amplified. In the case of corn, teosinte went from having a couple spread out hard, tasteless kernels to having the corn plant of today with many kernels placed close together. This is a form of genetic modification, but unlike back then, now we choose specific characteristics that are wanted in an animal or crop, and we add the genes to the organism that are needed for that organism to gain the traits we want. An example of this is golden rice, a GMO that produces more beta carotene than normal rice. When ingested, beta carotene becomes vitamin A. There are other benefits to this technology though. GMOs can be made to be resistant to pests and diseases. The crops that are immune to pests are called Bt crops, which stand for Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a bacteria that has a crystalline protein structure that kills larvae by destroying the digestive tracts of the pest. But Bt crops are very controversial, with the public thinking that it might cause harmful effects to humans. In fact, GMOs in general are feared to be bad for human health, and because of this public outcry, multiple studies have been done to show the safety of GMOs. One such study was done by multiple organizations showing that GMOs have no negative effects on humans. In fact, they have a positive effect because some plants, like golden rice, are better for human consumption than their non GMO counterpart. I believe that GMOs are a very important technology that has not yet reached its full limits. GMOs as a technology could solve many of the world's food problems, like malnutrition. The Golden Rice Project was actually started because of countries with poor and malnourished citizens that can be better fed. The World Health Organization estimates that over 250,000 children every year become blind because of vitamin A deficiency. Golden rice and crops like it may be one of the best tools we have to deal with this problem. GMOs also make it so that pesticide use can go down. This is beneficial for farmers who won't get sick from ingesting all the pesticides. It is also good for consumers who will not get poisoned by the pesticides. A study done by Harvard showed that pesticide use goes down as you use more Bt corn. In conclusion, I believe that GMOs are one of the most powerful tools we have at the moment to feed the growing world. GMOs can make crop production increase, making it so that more people are fed around the world. These impacts cannot be overlooked. They are extremely important, and this technology as a whole is something that many of us still need to be more well educated on. Throwing this technology to the wayside would be an extremely bad decision and a waste of its potential for the future of humanity.